Get ready for the feature presentation.
And now, he's my daddy, Marty Big Fly, and his best buddy, Lord James.
Gotta get back in time.
Marty and Friends podcast, take number. I lost count. I was counting those at the beginning, but now I've lost count. Welcome into another Marty and Friends podcast. Marty McFly here, as usual. My best friend right over there, Stu James, joins me. It is county fair time. Several have already taken place, but we'll have these county fairs through September. Anyway, what I wanted to discuss is because we have most of us, I would say all of us, been to a county fair, and we have those fond memories of a county fair, especially growing up. That's probably when you fall in love with a county fair. But I want to talk about some of the memories from the county fairs, and of course, the slew of county fairs going on across the Mid-South right now. I always go and enjoy the Wilson County Fair, one of the best ones that you can go to, in my opinion.
It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the state.
I grew up in White County, Sparta. And as a kid, that was the thing, right? You waited all year for it to hit town. You grew up in Putnam County. Your experience couldn't have been much more different than mine.
No, it was just like yours. Those counties, they were side by side. And every year, the fair coincided with the starting of school.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of a twofold thing. You were really excited about the fair coming, but you were also not excited because, well, school was starting back. But it did give you an opportunity to interact with your classmates outside of school. You'd go to school, find out who was in your class, and then you'd have the fair to socialize.
And you see, you were too young at that time to find any downfalls at the fair. You were too young to worry about who's cooking your food.
We didn't care about that back then.
No. You were too young to worry about who's putting the rides together. Or whatever. You could go down the list.
If you've seen the commercial where the lady and her son, they're getting on the ride, and she goes, "Is this ride safe?" He goes, "Yeah." And then what do you do if something goes wrong? Move on to the next town.
But I will say this. On average, if you look at these county fairs, there's accidents everywhere, right? On average, though, the county fair rides are exceptionally safe.
I'd say they're as safe as amusement parks.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Because you'll hear about an accident at an amusement park about as often as you do at a fair.
Yeah. It's just much more entertaining to make fun of the county fair rides.
Well, yeah, because,
I know why, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about your favorite memories as a kid. For me, and it always will be this, it's winning that crap at the fair that you remember forever. Because you tried so hard.
Yeah, how many band mirrors did you have as a kid?
We are close to the same age. And I didn't tell you what mine was, by the way, did I?
No, you didn't.
And I did not mention this. That is exactly what mine is. I wish I still had those. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, they made this, and it was pretty big. Eventually, they pared them down because it cost too much to make the big one. So eventually, They went small. In the beginning, these things were about a foot long.
They were 12 by 12, at least.
Yeah, 12 by 12.
Yeah.
With all of your favorite bands imprinted there on it.
The one I remember the best was probably the ZZ Top with the hot rod on it. And
I had that one.
You did?
Yes.
See, I never could get that one.
I had that one.
I had the Van Halen one.
I had Styx was another one.
Oh, I remember that one.
I had a bunch of them. If I still had them, I'd have them up.
I wish I had the money that you spent to get those.
I promise you.
It's not like $1 a holler. You don't know. You had to work at it.
You had to work at those,
yeah.
Yes. I don't know. It was a lot of hay hauling money. At that point in time, if you were a teenager, you had a girlfriend. Well, sometimes, most of the time, you go to the fair with somebody. If not. But anyway, it's like I'm not giving my prizes to, no, these are mine. No, I'll go pick up a duck for you, see what we get. It's $1, see what we get. These bad boys are mine.
The big trick was to get them home without breaking them.
You know what? And my mother or father, and I don't know what happened. They saved a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Right.
I don't know what happened to those. They probably gave them to Goodwill or something. And if I just wish I still had those things. And it's going to be different for everybody with the county fair and what you won. That's the one that stands out in my mind.
When I go to the fairs now, I don't really pay attention to the prizes. I'm going to have to see if they don't have band mirrors or something equivalent to that they still have as prizes.
I still have the fever, though. I go to a theme park. I want to go to the county fair section because all the theme parks have them. And I still try. I still spend money. Not that kind of money. There's a limit now because I know I can go to Amazon and order it for so much. That kind of ruins it, too. In the beginning, in the old days, kids, in the old days, if you saw something cool at the fair, whether that was a huge stuffed animal or one of these prizes we're talking about, you couldn't go anywhere and order that. There was no place to order that.
No.
There was no eBay. There was no Amazon. There was no internet. So that was the only place.
Thing, yeah.
You might have spent $250 to win that, but that was the only place you could get it for good. Well, unless you went to the next town in the next fair. But that was the only place you could get it. You didn't know their supplier. If you did, you would have called them and just bought the doggone things.
Oh, yeah.
Your county fair experiences may be food. If I step into a county fair, I promise you I don't go to any one of them without getting a foot-long corn dog. It's just a tradition. So the food is another tradition, especially if you go to fairs in the South because they deep fry everything. So I just go and find out what is the newest thing you're deep frying this year and let me try it.
I think this really started where it caught my attention about deep frying everything. The first time I heard about deep fried Oreos, I couldn't wait to try those. But now they're deep frying Snickers bars. Yeah. They're deep frying bubble gum. They're deep frying butter.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes, peanut butter. Oh, yeah, that's.
You can't go wrong if you deep fry it, though.
No,
it's always good. Right?
Sometimes it amazes me how they can deep fry it without the stuff they're deep frying melting away, like the Snickers bars.
Have we made you want to go to a county fair yet? There are plenty of them, by the way, going on right now. And here's the other thing. I told you, when I go to one now, I still have the fever. I stepped into a theme park in Ohio several years ago, Cedar Point, I think it was. And we flew up there visiting friends and went to the theme park. Well, I get into one of those basketball hoops, and I know the hoop is smaller in the back. I get it.
Right.
You got to hit the perfect shot to get it. Mm-hmm. But they have these huge dogs. They were Scooby-Doos, and it was, the thing was huge.
Did you win a Scooby-Doo?
First shot.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was so happy. So happy. I'm like, are you kidding me? This never happened as a kid. I spent $5 and won this incredibly. It was huge. Scooby-Doo doll. I'm bragging.
Oh, yeah.
I get to carry this sucker around as my Medal of Honor.
It's your trophy.
I'm carrying this the rest of the day, and then it hit me. Crap. I flew up here.
You're going to have to buy a seat for Scooby.
Well, then, yeah, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I had to check. I had to check Scooby.
Oh, you were able to check Scooby.
Yeah,
okay.
You put him in a clear bag, and you check him. But then I'm thinking, somebody's going to take this.
They see this come off the conveyor. It ain't making it to me.
Or the guys in the back. They're taking this. But it did. And it was so funny because I'm at the baggage claim, and the oversized luggage comes out last.
Yeah, there comes Scooby.
So at the very end, here comes one of the baggage handlers with his headphones on because, they have the noise-canceling headphones and everything with his knee pads. And here he comes. Huge stuffed animal under his arm. Hey! Who got the Scooby?
He's expected like an 8-year-old little girl.
Proudly. I'm like, yo, right here, buddy. And then, just so people knew that were standing around there that didn't know me getting their luggage, I said, $5. I got it. Only $5.
Yeah, you couldn't buy a large Scooby for $5.
No,
that was payback.
Listen, I've had a lot of great moments in my life. I've had a lot of highlights in my life. A lot of great friends. Let me give you one of the highlights of my life. I've introduced in front of thousands of people the biggest stars throughout. Right? Told you about the George Strait experience.
Right.
Got to introduce George Strait in front of about 40,000 people or so. It was amazing. The band comes up and I say, George Strait. George comes up, shakes my hand right there. Boom. But I'm telling you with my hand in the air right now, one of my proudest moments in life was winning that Scooby-Doo for $5. I'm not lying to you either. You know how much money as a kid I spent to try to win something? I said $5.
That's the payback for the thousands and thousands of dollars you spent trying to win those big prizes. I don't mean to backtrack here, but what game was it that we had to play to win the mirrors?
You had to shoot the star out of the piece of paper with the BB gun was one of them.
That's probably the one I played.
And there was a strategy to that, and it was tough.
It was actually not to shoot the star, but to shoot around the star.
Yeah, right. You had to shoot the star out.
Yeah.
And there's some sort of strategy that I never knew, obviously.
Well, like I said, it's to not shoot the actual star. It's to shoot around the star.
But then there was some other stuff, too. I don't remember exactly what it was. The baseball hats, the batting hats were very popular, but you had to be able to throw a baseball and predict your speed. Well, I've never had an arm. I had no idea. You know, the guys who get up there be throwing 50 miles an hour. I was not about, as a high schooler or as a grown man today, get up there and throw a ball and they go, 23 miles an hour.
I just go slow. Does that count? No.
So I wasn't going to do that. So that was my game of choice. So fair season's going on. Here's my advice. Find yourself a county fair. There are plenty of them to choose from. Get yourself a corn dog. Throw a few bucks in the game section and call it a night. And it will be a successful night at that point. And enjoy the county fairs. Thanks for listening to the Marty and Friends podcast.